All right, you're in place now. Welcome back to Less Cash, More Mash. My name's Tom.
And my name's Mike.
So today, we have another one of them tricky ones because there was only so much stuff on the internet about this one. We have McFarlane's Reserve. They have a neat little story on the back how there was a whole revolution going on, and he was the man himself, McFarlane, was involved, and you can read it on the back of the bottle. I won't bore you with all the details. Long story short, someone waved the white flag, he stepped out and got shot in the head. So that was the end of his revolution, but it just speared on the anger that was going on with the whole thing that was happening with the whiskey.
Right, it was what, the president?
Yeah, it was about the government.
Enough.
Yeah, it was about the government.
I think they even said the president.
Yeah, I believe so. So nice little story in the back. But anyways, this has only been released within the last couple years, supposedly. This is the intel I got on the information on it. It is bottled by Mayday. They're calling because they didn't like our story about the government. It was bottled by the IJW Whiskey Company. Now, there was a rumor that they might have ties with Wilderness Trails or something, but they've been stockpiling a bunch of whiskey apparently, and
it might be something they said too with something fun maybe or whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing.
Opening.
I don't believe they do any of it. They're stockpiling whiskey. It must be sourced from somewhere. The brand was trademarked in April of 2020, so it's relatively new, but it has a 3-year age statement on it, so they had to have gotten it from somewhere, and it's supposedly sold strictly or primarily, hold on, ooh, that was such a weak pull.
I think that
it's a
IJW, was it them that is kind of going for Total Wine?
They are strictly, this anyways, is strictly a Total Wine production. So yeah, that whole company might be strictly Total Wine.
Which means pretty much anyone can probably grab this.
Yeah, because it should be everywhere. But it is supposed to be made in Kentucky. It is in Danville, Kentucky, as a matter of fact. I believe it was made. It's a Kentucky straight bourbon, according to the bottle. So, and it is 90 proof. So that's nice too. So at least they didn't water it totally down. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They have a little thing to it. So we're gonna give it a try. But those are the fun facts we got on this one. This was a tough one to find. Sometimes we don't get a whole lot, especially a lot of with the Total Wine ones.
But they've been pretty good.
No, they've been delicious.
And again, I didn't see who like the competitor was, because a lot of times if you start typing this in on Total Wine, it'll say who they kind of targeting per se. I've never shopped there, but
so I don't
it's a sweet smell.
It is.
But again, I'm almost getting another butterscotch out of this. No,
a little bit. I'm not getting. I can get butterscotch, but I am actually getting like a cherry note. You're not getting that. You weren't getting that earlier though.
I guess the fruit part I'm missing. I'm getting the flavors better now. Fruit doesn't jump out at me.
I have to drink it. But it is. It's very soft. It's very inviting. Like it
right,
doesn't have like a heavy caramel. Like
similar to the Ellington actually.
Yeah.
Not as strong of a sweetness.
There is a smell here, and I'm before I try it, I want to try to get it. It's amazing how much. So we said this about this, and we'll just repeat it in this video. Like we'll drink them, and then sometimes he'll take a couple home. But then when he just brought it back, that Ellington is 100% butterscotch. Like it changed overnight. Like
we didn't notice it as much.
No,
I don't know if it's the bouncing on a ride home.
I think it opens up from just the oxygen going in. They all say it
seems
does.
to be easy to catch.
Yeah,
which defeat our purpose of opening a new bottle, but
no, but it does develop more of a flavor and a taste. Like I just tried it again today just to see, and it really does have a total difference. Like it was really a butterscotch bomb when we got done with that.
Even going down, that one did. This one kind of has more like the oak after. But
I'm trying to get that
sweetness.
There is a. It's starting to give me that oatmeal smell.
And it's funny because when I do try it later in the day, it seems to come so much easier to text them or call us, hey, you're not going to believe what I'm getting now.
No, and it is. And so there is, in my eyes, going to be some kind of truth to the fact that the neck pour is going to matter. It does need oxygen to get in there, and it does, over time, open up, and it gets a whole different flavor and smell. because I'll be honest with you, sampling them, I tend to sample them sometimes. And if you can't tell the level on the bottles are going down, even some of the ones we've done in the past that I said were okay, or, you know, now I try them and I'm like, wow, that is like a ton more flavors coming out of them, where just sitting on the shelf like that, it really does open up and give me, I can name a few. I had some early times last night and I couldn't believe the cherry I was getting out of that one, or Bully Boy. It was so much more intense than it was when we tried it the first time. But I am definitely getting...
All in all, though, we're still on the low end.
I forgot to even say the price.
It was $21.99. And there's still a ton out there that we haven't even tried. Different names, and not even just at Total Wine. Your local package stores will have them as well. But it's just I don't know. They're just...
We haven't stepped up. What you're basically saying, we haven't stepped up into the real money ones yet. But we haven't had one that I would be like, yeah, throw that in the sink because I ain't drinking it. Like, this hasn't been one that I've even said,
give it away.
I don't like that one. You know what I mean?
You're right. Both of us. Neither one of us
really. There hasn't been one where I was like, nah.
And we thought there'd be a few by now.
Oh, I definitely thought there'd be more than a few. I really did. This actually has a nice smell to it. It is light. I don't know if it's as much butterscotch.
Is it like
I'm getting
sugar
more
daddy?
Yeah, I'm getting more of a yes. You said butterscotch at first. And
I'm going sugar daddy now.
Yeah, no, it is like the more it's more of a caramel smell.
And no, we don't have that kind of money.
I can barely buy the candy. Are you kidding me? Yeah. No, it does have a sugar daddy smell. Like you get that caramel. I'm getting like a vanilla now too, like that.
It has almost kind of
that
out of the
whole
caramel,
mix.
So
yeah,
not so much drinking though. I kind of get more of the barrel. But it's easy. It's no heat for 90 proof.
I forgot it was 90 proof. Yeah, it drinks a lot softer than the 90 proof.
It does.
It doesn't have, although the finish, or it sits on your tongue a little. Not long.
No.
It just kind of goes on.
It's kind of...
It get a slight linger of flavor, but it's not there's some that have so much more of a heavy, even like Old Tub when it like sat on your tongue for a while.
Well, the Irish has a tingly,
right.
And those are like most of the time they've been 80 proof, and they drink way harder than this. It's not even hard, but it's just you notice it more.
I think those are. I'm telling you, those have to have a heavier rye mash bill in them, where you get that. Because when I was drinking all the ryes that one night, you get that, like, even if you're not drinking a high proof, you get that peppery. It feels like there's peppers.
Yeah.
Or
it's part of their spice, because it's all it says half the time, spice. So does that include cayenne pepper? Or
no, I think no.
I really,
I think it's the rye. I think if it has like a little higher rye content, the rye is what gives you that pepper. Feels like pepper on your tongue. Overall, as much as everyone hates the word, this drink's smooth as silk right here.
I even try to keep being a goof, drinking it different ways.
This really goes right down.
Not that I'm not a goof, but
it has a nice. I'm getting like the oatmeal now too. Now that it's at my glass a little bit. At the end, I'm getting like the oats with the.
I still can't pick out a fruit, and I'm sure there's something in here that should have a note. But
in the very beginning, when we first opened it, I thought I was getting like a cherry, like the maraschino cherries that you throw in the ice cream with the red
chocolate covered, just to have you have a couple.
Oh, you know what I gotta find one day too, and I don't know what it tastes like. I've heard people describe some whiskeys with banana runts. You ever have a banana runt? I know they're little tiny banana. I've never ate one in my life. I've heard people talk about them.
I have actually heard.
I've heard people use them as a reference, and I said, I'm gonna have to find them.
Banana runts and something else.
I don't even know what a banana run is. Someone said honeysuckle the other day. I'm like, what the hell's a honeysuckle?
I've had that.
Is that a plant?
Yeah.
Isn't it a flower?
Yeah.
But you eat it?
They do.
Oh.
The Georgia boys showed me what they were. And
there you go. I've never had one of them either. Someone's like, this is so honeysuckle. I was like, wouldn't know what that was in my life.
I have to really deep dig in my past for that one.
No, I've never had. Someone mentioned banana runts. I was watching. I forget who was talking about banana runts, and I was like, I don't even know what that is.
It might have been Bourbon Junkies actually that might have said that, but it was.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a few. I watched so many of them, but.
They said banana runts and something else. Bananery. Oh, banana taffy.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen banana taffy. That'd have to be at like a country store or something.
So I don't remember ever eating taffy. Laffy Taffy, isn't that what it's called? The little flavored strips.
Yeah.
I don't think I've had banana though. It's always like the green apple, or you know what I mean, like the grape.
When I start seeing all these weird things, I'll have to grab them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's honestly because to try to get better, I have my head in the cabinets. I'm sniffing everything you can possibly think, and honestly, just the more you do it, the better I think I'm actually getting.
We do notice it more.
I can smell right before it was
because even
just
when I go
good.
back home,
Yeah.
I'll be like, I'll ask my wife, I'm like, do you smelling this? She's like, I'm about sick of this whole whiskey thing. So
that's what I get out of my wife. She's like, no, not smelling it, get away. But no,
not tasting it.
I am trying to get a lot, better with it. But there is like when someone makes mention of something, I'm like, I don't even know what that is. Like I couldn't possibly refer back to it as a flavor because I don't even know what it is. So. This one actually has.
We probably had them when we were kids.
I think I've seen them. They're like little bananas.
And I think they got different fruit in there as well.
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be one of them things. Next time I walk through the candy section, I'm going to see. Would it be at a candy store?
It'd be a country store.
There's one by the Buffalo Wild Wings we go to in Rhode Island every once in a while. I might have to swing in and see.
So then you get all, because then you would get like the black licorice
and all. We don't have to worry about what that smells like because that one I know and I don't like it.
Oh, when we really haven't had anything come up that way.
No, and I've seen some people refer to it. Ryan always tells me he smells eucalyptus and everything.
I'm pretty good because I like that smell, and I've yet to come up with eucalyptus.
I can see where he's getting it, though. I think it's the combination of the alcohol.
I wonder if that. I was going to say. I wonder if it's the alcohol.
But this is when
this didn't have that blast. Even right off the bat. I mean, and I was pretty close to start, and like some you can't even keep your nose this close, and it's like, wow.
No, honestly, for a 90 proof, this actually, that's why I said it drinks smooth as soap, and I know people don't like that as a reference, but it really does. It doesn't burn going down. No. It drinks really nice. Yeah. The only, if I had one complaint, it doesn't sit on your tongue as long as others do, but that's not even a complaint. It has a good taste, a good smell, a good flavor.
Depending on what you prefer. Some people don't really want that. They want to just, it's done.
I kind of like it because it'll slow you down because you can still taste it, so you don't want to go back for a second drink or a little bit. You know what I mean? So like when it lingers in your mouth a little bit more, I actually prefer that. Well, because then I can actually suck on my tongue and I can actually keep getting the flavor.
And it'll slow it down for a minute.
For 32 seconds longer than every time I take my next sip. But honestly, this is.
Yeah, and this is not we're here sampling. It's not. We're not literally sitting down and drinking them usually this much as fast.
No,
but this is just so it's back to if you're 20, not 21.
They shouldn't be watching anyway.
And then I know you're just going to be doing a shot.
This is a guzzler though. This would
be an easy
shot right down.
And people would be like, "What is this one?"
Yeah. Yeah, there's no fight back on that at all. Even if you did like a full shot and just threw it down, there's no.
No, you would actually go, "Wow, this would be a trouble one."
I'll be interesting to see what this does now in
an
you
8-hour period or something.
Yeah, no, you drink it right down.
You'd be like, typically it's.
But the difference is, and we say that, I don't mean it's water-esque at all. It has a ton of flavor and a ton of taste. It really does.
It's got a
what
really
did you say? 20, 21?
20, I believe.
$21.99.
22.
Yeah, really, for one I've never seen. Yeah, I gotta agree with you. Like, I don't say this is a Total Wine and More to make it sound bad. Yeah, we haven't had a bad one from Total Wine and More.
No, and the plus thing with that is, I think they're nationwide. So anybody really has access to this if you're watching from afar.
Yeah.
You'd be able to pick it up because it's not like
it's a major around the country chain.
I believe so.
I think so too.
It's a nice store. I mean, it's a big store, and it's usually in a busy place, but.
You really can't beat the prices.
Beyond a lot of people being there, you usually can find what you're looking for.
Yeah, see, because the few local ones that I like to go to that I try to eat, they have a decent selection, but this seems to have a smashing selection compared to. Yeah,
it's even bigger than the one that was like always the biggest in our area. So.
Yeah, and that one I know. So then it's got to be huge because I mean these I mean we have even the one that I go to. It has a good whiskey selection. Always a couple of dollars more than what you can get them, but they have a lot of choices there. But this seems to, when I go online and search at Total Wine, I mean, they got just about everything.
And actually, their website is fantastic. So if you don't even want to drive, if it's a little, you can go there and they'll tell you if they have it, and it'll even say aisle 4, left side.
Was it that one or was it another one? I could have actually shopped online and they would have had it for
I
me
think
when I go.
I think they will pick it for
I
you.
think it was them. It said add the cart, and you could do a pickup time when because I looked at it one day and I was like, can't get more convenient than that.
Even our local one will do that as well.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Actually, they will actually deliver to your house free. I forgot to
Not my house, but yours.
No.
Really?
They're delivering to Dudley. Because the Dudley cops, actually the police department, told me that that they order like once every couple of weeks and drop it off at the door. I meant to ask them if they leave a tip, but I would assume they do. They do. They actually do. So, I mean, if you want to do a little shopping that way. No gas needed.
No, right. Being that it's $32 a gallon right now, we can that makes it a lot easier. But we're not going to get political. That's what I say on Ryan's channel. Not going to get political, but so overall, I give this myself 2 huge thumbs up. I think
another good whiskey.
If you're looking for something different, it's a straight bourbon. This one, this is and I think the straight bourbon, it has to be a minimum of, and this is a minimum of 3 years, but I think it has to be a minimum of 2 years to be considered a straight bourbon. I forget the rules on that one. And
again, if you're looking for Mad Facts, different channel.
Actually, it's funny. You wanted to go to the Whiskey Ball, go to Whiskey Tribe. They did a whole thing on reading labels and what is BS and what terminology means something and what doesn't. It was actually a pretty cool thing because some of the things you read, you think it actually means something. They're like total fabrication. Means nothing.
And this whole story in the back could possibly be because they come up with something sometimes to sell it. Yeah. You know, and then
I like
especially when it comes
out
of
a revolution.
Like the IJW, and the other big one, they'll bring this from somewhere and they age it for a bit and stick this on. The bonus is when it does go to Total Wine, they didn't jack it up $50, $100.
Right.
So it's still reasonable.
Right, because this could be sourced from anyone, but they didn't take it and then slap a $50 price tag on it. It's still
I'm pretty sure like when you start typing this in, when it comes up, the other bottles of their, usually like a competitor, or who they were like, whether Total Wine or somebody was attacking or trying to be close to, usually it'll pop up. So you say, okay, that's
I'll have to pay attention next time I look. Because I search on there just to see reference for prices sometimes compared to my
I usually search on there because they'll actually have a picture of the bottle. So when I'm looking for something, if I've never seen it, I'll type that in. So then when I'm at the liquor store, I know what I'm looking for versus, I mean, there's a million pretty different labels. So that's... You can go bonkers.
In the buying, I've been doing my own searching through the stores. I don't go in with a list. I go in through the stuff. I've honestly never seen this one, but that makes sense because it's a Total Wine, and I just never been there. But
since we've been doing this, though, I can say I've been in more liquor stores just to see what they have, just see what the options are, see what the prices are, and they do vary. I mean, they're anywhere from $3 to probably $12, and that's depending on sales and the area or the towns that we're in. Some are higher, some are lower. So, you could do your own little bargain shop. And what you will find, though, is a lot of your local little stores, their websites, they really don't exist. You literally have to go in there.
In the store and actually walk through. And then, again, like my store, like, it'll be a couple dollars more, one will be a couple dollars cheaper. And then I found like 6 bottles in my store that we couldn't find a Total Wine or other ones.
Well, you catch a sale, then that's the time you want to grab it.
Right, even better. Right, because we found a benchmark that you got for $9.99. There was a 1.75 liter at my store for $26.99. So you know what I mean?
There's
so that's
another local one here too, same price. And I was like,
so you're like,
I'm going back.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you can get a deal like that. So overall, I definitely say if you see this, don't shy away from it. Definitely give it a try.
It's good.
I'll be interested to see what it does tonight. Like by the time. But honestly, that's crazy to me. How much it changes in flavors once it opens up like this. It almost makes me want to...
It's that sloshing ride home.
Honestly, it almost makes me want to open them so we get the true test. But it is a fun thing that when you go back to it another time and you're like, oh, I don't remember smelling that. And all of a sudden you're getting a whole different aroma coming out. So the fun part of having having a collection, I guess, you know, because you can go back at a later date and then be like, because now I'm getting like,
I still got
I'm
like
definitely getting that whole caramel.
yeah, the sugar daddy and maybe a slight oat in the back. I'm not getting a fruit. I don't know. I just
Yeah, it's
suck.
in my head, and
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it out loud because I knew you were going to say you're not getting a fruit, but I'm like
I'm
caramel
trying-
apple. You remember when we used to have the caramel apples? That's what it, not the candied ones, the caramel one.
No,
with the,
I
you know what I
get
mean?
that, but-
And that's what it's screaming to me.
I got-
but I do get like an oatmeal too.
I
from
got the sugar
cow.
daddy oats type
Yeah,
deal.
yeah. No, you definitely get the oats too.
Apples.
This smells delicious. It tastes delicious. I definitely, like I said, I
This probably won't look like this
the next time we see it.
when it's up there.
Yeah, no, right? No, you gotta make sure it doesn't go bad. You know, I mean, it could have spoiled on the ride home. You gotta retest it. You never know. So there you go. We'll drop that one at that. If you see it, I definitely recommend getting it.
We've
So,
got to take a picture before too.
that's all right. I'll never remember to do that on time. But you know, it's appropriate.
You get to take, yeah. Pretty much they've already been opened. So
Right.
I think you probably got 2 that are full.
Yeah, the first pictures, yeah. Well, I want to change the opening anyways. So.
Yeah.
So you'll see some changes over time, anyways. That the set's changing, the things are going to change. So we're trying to make it. Yeah. Any suggestions? Feel free. Leave a comment down below. I like comments.
Comments
And,
actually would be really good. And again, if you have something,
something you like, something you hate, something you know you want to see different.
we're chasing one down
That someone asked for.
It's not as available as
No, and hopefully,
maybe it used to be. Well, we're working on
well,
it.
by the time they see this, hopefully we're gonna try to pump it out. Not in the Wednesday and Thursday, anyways.
But we're still. And bottom line is, even
Yeah.
if this is after the fact, we will try to track it down and get it and try to do it.
So any suggestions, any comments, leave them down below. We appreciate it. And till next time, spend less, drink more. Thanks for watching.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Subscribe.
No, I'll never remember that.
I did last minute.